Jeff is trying to get a hold of me. In a minute, bud. We're live.
Wait,
Okay.
we're live right now?
Yeah, we're live. We're live, baby. Hello, everybody, and
Oh.
welcome to the JH Show. If you haven't noticed already, we are in the new VR set. Now, this is something I worked on for like an hour and a half, and we built the set. It is gorgeous. I'm very happy with it. What do you guys think?
I
I
love
think
it.
it's amazing.
Fuck
I
yeah.
love it.
I'm
I love
so
my
I'm,
name tag.
I'm so excited. So each of us have these little name tags here, little nameplates. Wolf isn't here right now, but Rohan is our new
That's
guest today.
mine.
He's Rohan. I was actually gonna ask you because
Jaden.
we need,
Bastard.
we want a new member to the show. I don't know if you'd be interested in being part of it like weekly because we do it every week. So
I mean, I could try to make it.
yeah,
Usually I got free time.
hell yeah. So we do it on
Ye-
Thursday. The only reason we're doing it right now is because we got some stuff to talk about, and we have the world finished, which finally I finished. Like the seats were probably the most annoying thing to actually try and do. So it was it took a minute, but we finally got it. So it's so cool though. Because it's like we're in our own podcast studio now, virtually. How fucking cool is that, right? We got our mics and everything. Like my mic is literally set where this mic is, so it's perfect. It's as if I'm actually in a studio. It's really cool. I really enjoy it. So, Jaden's over there messing around with his camera. He's got a different
uh,
angle.
my thing is, I don't want to like look at you and then my body get disfigured or whatever
Right.
because I want it to be able to like behave differently. But I don't know. I'm new to this. I won't waste time with it today. But yeah,
You're
I'm just
good.
trying something out.
But yeah, so we are virtually doing this. I'm gonna try and grab this camera and bring it in a little more, so we get a. Sorry for the shaky cam, folks. There we go. I'm just trying to get a little more close up. There we go. That should be good. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, that's good. Hey, we got some people in the chat I haven't seen in a while. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen,
Hello, chat.
we're doing a virtual podcast in VR, which is, I mean, we've done them in VR before, but we've never had a podcast studio like this.
Quite like this one. Yeah.
This is our own baby. This is gonna be. Oh God, I have so many plans for this. Because it's like we can do so much with this world because
We really can.
we can customize it and make it our own. I'm so excited about it.
The
So
possibilities are endless.
right here we've got our little name tags. You guys can see mine kind of. I put the little like insignias on each of them. Tiger's got hers. Jaden's got his. Wolf's is over there. Really cool stuff. So, I'm super excited, and this podcast has come so far. Like I was listening to older episodes the other day, and I was like, man, I started in my old dinky apartment, and we had these shitty mics, and now we're doing it over Discord in VR in our own like virtual podcast studio. It's pretty crazy. So, pretty exciting. So let's get to some items of business that we need to talk about. For those of you that are wondering, hey, where's Jeff's nameplate? Well, Jeff and I, well, not only Jeff and I, there's been a lot of us that have struggled with Jeff. I don't really know how to word this. This is a sensitive
It
topic, but
Yeah, it doesn't need to be disclosed.
it,
Just that there has
yeah,
been some behind the scenes stuff going on, and currently Jeff is not on the podcast at the moment.
yeah.
We could
So
leave it at that.
we'll leave it at that. We're having issues, and we won't get into detail, but it's quite likely he may never be back. So we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, moving on from that, just in case you audio listeners and podcast listeners are wondering what was happening with that. So, but yeah, on the other hand, we'll talk about what we were actually going to talk about last week. We tried to stream it, but it was so laggy in VR chat, we couldn't hear the audio, and it was just kind of a mess. So we'll kind of talk about it right now. We watched the Wall. For those of you that don't know what The Wall is, it is a movie by Pink Floyd based upon the album The Wall. And Jaden, what'd you think?
Honestly, as someone who isn't biased towards Pink Floyd at all, and actually, growing up hearing all these people rave about it kind of turned me off because I'm one of those people who are like, if something is overhyped, I tend to just like wait it out. And anyway, I'm so glad that I watched it because that movie did an exceptional job of personifying the themes, presented by that album in a
Right.
very accurate way that you could empathize. Like, even if you have zero empathy, you cannot watch that movie and not feel the emotion that is like surging out of the screen. Like, it's honestly a good fucking movie, and not just because of the music, but because of the themes behind it.
Also, we have Wolf inbound. So, Rohan, if you want to move down a
Yeah,
chair.
yeah, yeah. I'll move
Yeah.
down.
There you go. I'm actually happy with this angle because it kind of captures everything that we need to see here. So, Wolf is
Yeah.
in the house. Also,
Yes, that is me.
um, hey, what's up, bud? How you doing?
I am calibrating.
You're
We
good.
got two
I am-
Spartans in the
We
the
do.
I
podcast.
am
today.
Yeah,
high
this is
as fuck.
I'm the better
We
looking
got
one
the
though.
shit.
party Spartan
Good
and
shit.
the
You
business
wish you were the
Spartan.
better
Hey,
looking one. I was here
Wolf.
before.
Hey, I
him.
could get
Wolf,
Buzz
check
Lightyear
this shit out. Look at
up
this.
in there.
Look
I
at
can
your
get
name
Buzz
tag,
Look at
Lightyear
your
Wolf.
too.
name
You're
tag.
special.
Look at your name tag. We got name
Anyway.
tags. Yeah, fuck yeah. Look at you.
Hell yeah, let's go.
I knew he'd like it.
Hell yeah,
yeah.
let's go. It's a fucking.
Hell yeah. So, Wolf, what do you think of
shit.
what do you think of the studio so far?
I like it a lot,
It's
mate.
fucking awesome, isn't it? This is literally we have our own virtual podcast studio now. It's so cool. I'm so happy.
Oh yeah, mate.
I'm so
This
happy.
is
Dude.
nice.
I'm so happy that this actually became a thing and that we were able to actually do this. So,
This is nice.
yeah. So we got, there's minor adjustments we can make and stuff, but at the moment,
Yeah.
as it is, like, it's so good. It's so good. It's just simple, but it's great. Jaden actually suggested because the floor, you guys can't really see it right now, but it's like a galaxy that's moving and
They
stuff.
can see it in my camera.
Yeah, yeah. Jaden can probably
Oh.
pull that up.
I clicked on the seat.
Oh
Damn it.
no. You're good.
Everything is okay.
You're good. So the floor was actually on the wall. The texture for the floor was the walls. They were supposed to be like galaxies floating around us. And Jaden's like, flip it around. We can have the
Oh, yeah.
the walls as a solid color and the floor moving. So I was like, oh yeah, that'll work.
That way, if you posted anything on the wall, it wouldn't be distracting to see or read,
Right.
like a poster.
Yeah. So we're gonna have like little snippets from episodes past. Like we'll probably like take snapshots of something and post it on the wall just for us as personal kind of like, oh yeah, I remember that episode.
Memorable moments.
yeah.
Yeah, memorable moments. So
Nice.
And then
nice.
one episode, when there's enough of them, you can just make an episode out of, recapping old memories.
yeah.
Like, that would be like nostalgic, and
for sure.
I think that would be a good one.
But yeah, I'm just very happy. We have like I said, we got a few things I need to change. First off is the table logo. This is an old logo, and we used to do it at a different time. Now we do it, a
Oh,
different time than that. So I've got to change that. But other than that, we're rolling, dude. This is great. So Rohan is our newest member to the show. And I'm super happy to have him. So yeah. Wolf,
welcome.
I'm glad you were able to make it because we missed you. We
My
love you.
tummy was hurting. I was high and I ate too much.
Oh shit.
Oh, did you have
Yo.
to take a poop?
I had
What
that
the
purpose.
fuck?
I knew it.
Bruh. Bruh.
Oh,
But yeah, this is really cool. So let's talk about Pink Floyd. Wolf, we watched the movie. You, Jaden, me, all of us, we watched the movie. Because you don't really remember much, but
I don't remember jack shit.
yeah, I was gonna say it's a wild movie. Tiger actually said she wanted to watch it again. I'm like, I'm 100% down. Get high as shit and watch that movie again, bro. It is so good, dude.
I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
bro.
Bro, that intro riff. So the intro riff to that song, where he starts falling in the water. Do you remember all the water he's like splashing in it and shit? Bro, that intro riff is like it catches you off guard so hard because you're like, oh shit, it's
I
going
don't
down.
remember.
Bro, it's so good. That album is phenomenal. I love Pink Floyd and the movie's wild, bro. The movie is crazy.
Like I said, I don't remember jack shit. I don't.
Uh,
I was so far gone.
yeah, it was It's such a good movie. Anyone that's watching or listening to this, I went back and counted how many times I've ranted and raved and loved Pink Floyd. It's 18. I've counted like 18 episodes of just rambling on about Pink Floyd. But like, I could just talk about them all day.
Oh my
It's clearly struck a chord with you, you know?
Yeah, it's like I was telling Rohan, their music literally saved my life on multiple occasions because it's so just. And Rohan, what'd you think of the song I showed you?
I love the light show. I tell you that.
It is. I showed him the live
Try-
version.
I
of
don't.
it.
I don't listen to too much rock music, but not saying I haven't heard of Pink
Oh,
Floyd.
shit.
It's just not something
A
I've
chair strike again.
dived into a lot,
Yeah,
But
it is.
You know?
It's, interesting as far as music goes, how well it was done for that time period. It took so much work for them to actually make that album. All four of their big hit albums took so much work, but they did it really well. So,
oh yeah,
so I guess we could talk about music. I mean, what music? You guys, obviously everyone's connected to music, but like, what music? Like, is there a certain song or band that, in my situation, like the Pink Floyd saved my life? Is there a band that had that touch on you?
I'll have to say 3 Days Grace.
3 Days Grace. Really? Okay. I really like 3 Days Grace. I actually listened to them like all growing up and stuff,
Yeah,
in middle school
exactly.
and everything. So 3 Days Grace is good.
fell
Oh,
on the
where
table.
are you going? Jesus. He's just
The
bashing
chair
his
strike
face,
again.
bashing his face into that shit.
I think in my younger days, I would probably have to say like Coldplay.
Coldplay.
Oh, hell
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, they
Good shit.
really like when times got rough. I could really listen to them and just like zone out,
Right.
Yeah.
and not feel like tense or anything. That's why I love their music.
I love Coldplay.
Yeah, Coldplay.
And a lot of their music's got a lot of meaning, especially nowadays.
Right.
Well, with all that's going on, past couple songs they've came out with are really awesome.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, what about you, Jaden? What band or music or song like
We could do probably a series of podcasts where I break down every artist or song that has influenced me, but I will summarize and so I come from a very, very overprotective religious family, and I was not
Right.
allowed to listen to music until I was 13, to the point where when we were assigned in the 7th grade to do a PowerPoint presentation on our favorite song, the only song I knew to do was Amazing Grace.
Oh, okay.
But shortly after, of course, my mom was monitoring my MP3 and anything like that. But the one band artist that she allowed was Owl City.
Oh, yo,
From
I
a
love Owl
very
City.
young
Owl
age,
City.
Owl City's
You
great.
Owl City has done so much for my life. Like, so much.
Give me a second, folks.
Dude, and
I gotta-
honestly,
gotta
Fireflies is
readjust.
one of his worst,
Or
in
it's
my opinion.
fireflies, not butterflies. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like Fireflies.
It's not a bad song, but
It's
yeah,
not.
dude, he's got so much better music than
Yeah.
the one
I
everyone
mean,
knows him for.
I think his music had a truthful meaning to it, but I think it was mostly like his personal issues that he dealt with. If I remember it correctly,
Yeah.
like with his sleep and like different stuff like that, I believe.
And a lot of artists.
Yeah, and he also
I mean, you
has
could probably correct-
Asperger's too, and that definitely shows.
Yeah.
And like all the love songs that he wrote, and just like his struggles with life, and the one about his dad, "Not All Heroes Wear Capes." When I first heard that song, I sobbed uncontrollably,
Yeah.
and he just really, really changed my life for the better, and I will forever be grateful for Owl City's music, and I still listen to it today, and damn near 13 years after I found out about him, I'm still listening to him.
Yeah. Owl City's good. Yeah. There's those bands, and a lot of them, like Avicii, perfect example.
I love Avicii.
Oh yeah,
They-
Avicii.
They put
Yeah.
their life story into their work, So
Mhm.
Wake Me Up, is a song about him realizing, like, as a kid, wake me up when I'm older, when things are fun, like, but it never comes.
Right.
Like, so, it's
Yeah.
really good stuff. I really enjoy, I listen to a lot of EDM as well. I think Rohan does as well.
Yep.
Fuck
I
yeah.
love it. And I love DJing in VR chat because it's so, oh man, it's wild.
Gear, I don't know if you know this, but I got kicked out of one of your DJs, by the way. Like one of the clubs I joined on, I got kicked out of, by the way.
Really? What the fuck?
You were DJing. Yeah, you were
Um,
DJing,
I've only
and there was a warning that was like, please use good avatars or whatever. And I was like, okay, that's fair, but I'm just going to scope it out. And if I don't see anyone in good avatars, then it's one of those clubs where there's the warning by default, but no one gives a shit,
I'll
because
bet it
I've
was
been in
lit.
plenty of those.
I'll bet it was lit.
I went in there. No one was in good avatars. Literally, there were furry avatars. There were anime girl avatars. Like, literally no one was in one.
Oh, it had
This
to be lit.
fucker follows me from the entrance. And it's like, I'm Jaden. And I was like, before you say anything, I already know what you're going to say. And I got fucking kicked. Even though this avatar is Quest compatible, I got kicked. I was just like, all right.
Yeah,
Gear, I love you, dude, but that's pretentious. I'm not. I'm out.
That's why.
That's club lit.
Now, I like that place. I love the atmosphere of that place.
Yeah,
I
it
love
is
that
cool.
damn casino machine. I spent like
Yeah.
2 hours the other day, or
Oh,
I
shit.
guess it was a couple weeks ago. And I think me and Lab were like looking at different places, kind of getting like the brainstorming going, and
Right.
we were in there. Hell, like I said, I spent like an hour and a half or something on that damn casino machine,
Yeah, you can
just
rack
getting a
up
bunch
so
of
many
coins
points.
or whatever.
That's a fun world, but so they're very strict, especially if it was Rocket that was trying to talk to you. Rocket, I love Rocket, but he's kind of a dick. Like he's very strict about it. If Rocket's not there, anything goes. But I don't know.
Yeah,
what
but
the situation
no one.
was there.
My thing was like, literally, there were avatars like 3 times my size that had like animations and shit. But he picks me out. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
I took it
it's
personally,
whatever.
but that's okay. It's probably on me. I shouldn't have taken it personally, but
Well, I mean, for me, my personal opinion, I bounce for Lab and everything,
Yeah.
And I think as long as your avatar is not like showing things,
Yeah.
or you're
Yeah.
trying to influence that sort of thing, I think it's
Right.
fine.
yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
this avatar doesn't have any animations, transformations, music, anything. It's literally as simple as a fucking avatar can get, other than having facial expressions. But yeah, he made it like a really big deal too. But anyway, I digress.
Dog shit. No, I'm joking.
Well, I try to let people be comfortable in what they're in, so long as it's not, too revealing. Because I mean, we got people in there that live stream like Gear here,
Right.
and
Mhm.
that sort of stuff can't be on Twitch because it's TOS.
Right.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
You know what's
I
great?
do. I understand
So it's one of
TOS
those
quite well.
things.
You know what's great
Yeah.
is the table height, like in VR, is the exact table height of my desk. So that's kind of cool. I didn't intentionally do that, but it's literally perfect. So that's badass. Oh,
You but
shit.
still better get OVR advanced settings though. Like, there's no excuse.
I guess, but I don't. Is it just a
Play space.
Is it just a client?
No,
Like,
it's literally like a passive program. It automatically opens when you run Steam VR and VR chat, and it
Oh.
just gives you the ability to like move your avatar around without
I
actually.
think we
moving.
should have. I think we
Okay.
should have like a round table or like an.
Yeah,
I already
table.
suggested that, but apparently it won't work.
the camera angle. So I tried a round table and I tested it out. It's too wide. We can't capture everybody in the actual
So
frame.
why not a smaller round table?
We could try it.
Maybe-
like I said, I'm open to
You
options as
could.
well. But
You could
wonder
set
how-
up the camera to where when
I
you move, the
want-
camera doesn't move.
I want a booth. But the problem is I can't find a good asset bundle with a decent booth. So, because I think it'd be fun to just sit like on a couch with our mics in front of us. So the best thing about this world is everything's adjustable. So
That's a
these mics and stuff, everything's sizable. So I can change the mics and I can change every little piece from the mic down to the mount, down to the bar, down to this mount, down to that mount, down to that mount. Everything's adjustable, which is so cool. It was actually the first asset pack I actually bought. ever. I've usually used free ones. Everything else here is just base stuff from Unity, but this is the first asset pack I actually bought, and I'm very happy with it. So, but yeah, world building, kind of fun.
No, it's not. Don't lie.
Oh, I have a blast. I had a blast building this, except for the chairs. The chairs were kind of a pain in the ass, but other than that, it was all right. But yeah, I'm very happy with the world and how things are going with this. But yeah, what else do you guys? I mean, anything you guys want to talk about? I'm just we literally did this episode just to kind of introduce the world and everything. But
I guess I can admit that I have an addiction to Pokemon cards again.
oh God,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Have you
Yeah, I
pulled
did
anything super rare?
Well, okay, I guess it's story time now. So I did a collab stream with one of my good friends that I play Destiny 2 with. If you've ever heard of that game.
Are you
Oh,
kidding? I
yes.
played it when it came
Familiar.
out. I still play it.
Yeah. So I had gotten a $30 box, like booster box of cards, and then I bought like 8 packs, and then I've got the like the big boy box of Evolving Skies Pokemon cards, and it had like 40 packs in it or something. And then so we spent probably, I say, about 2.5 hours opening up all that stuff, sleeving it and all that.
Oh yeah.
And then I got with my nephew and we calculated what the amount was of like all the good pulls and everything I got. I ended up with about $155 for the
Oh, wow,
pulls.
nice.
Yeah.
That's
So it's pretty
crazy.
good.
You
Yeah.
know, my roommate has some cards that are very rare, first editions, which are pretty cool.
I
Well,
got a couple of those myself.
yeah, he's got a bunch of first editions that are worth a lot of money. I'm like, we gotta put them on eBay right now while it's hot.
Yeah, see, where do you go to get them assessed? Because my parents, like, years ago, they were like, oh, hey, by the way, we found this upstairs.
I mean,
They gave me a
there's-
binder full of, like, cards that I got when I was, like, 8 years old. And there were
Right.
some first editions, but I'm like, I don't know even where to begin to assess the
there-
value.
So you
there's-
can, yeah, there's a
Oh, go ahead.
there's a bunch of websites that can estimate the value, for you, based upon rarity. So, I'm not huge into the knowledge base of it, but the way I would do it is basically take an average of what's on eBay and stuff, and then base it off that.
Yeah, I guess I could.
Right.
Well, I mean, if you want to get it certified, sealed, and
Yeah.
like graded, you'd have to send it off.
Yeah.
There's
To who?
multiple different companies, but from what I've heard, it just all depends on prices too. What you're willing to pay.
Yeah, for
to get it graded.
authentication. Yeah, for authentication.
Because see,
I probably got like 200
the
or
higher the
so.
tier of the card is, the more expensive it gets. So even though
To
you
appraise it?
say you you pay shipping or whatever to ship it to the people and that sort of thing, like if it happens to be a PSA 10, which is like the highest grade level, you could be paying a lot of money.
Really?
Well,
That's interesting.
Interesting. I don't see
So-
why that would influence the
So-
price, but you know, whatever.
Well,
Well,
it's
hey, man,
all collector
mean-
shit, you know. It's
I
all
mean,
like,
people, like, when we first hit this period of Pokemon cards, like first gen being like really high priced and everything, I would think a box of first gens that right when it first started was going for like 30 grand, and if you got
Oh
like a
my.
holographic Charizard, it was like 400 grand.
yeah, they're
Somebody
kind of,
paid that much for a card.
Yeah, they're very high price. Like those
Oh, my.
holographic, any holographic can range from like 20,000 plus. It's insane.
But
It's
it
crazy.
depends on the card.
It depends
Like
on the
if
card.
it has to be one of the older.
Right, first or second
gens.
generation. Yeah.
Yeah, these would have
But
all
now
been
the
first gen.
prices have gone down. But like, say, like for an instance, if you're going to buy a whole box, doesn't matter if it's Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, anything like that.
Yeah.
If you go to TCG Player, the market is always fluctuating. So one day it could be $125 for a box. 2 or 3 days later, it could be 118 for the box.
Yeah, very
Mhm.
fluctuating, kind of like the stock
So
market. But I mean, I guess it is in a way like the stock market because it is supply and demand. You know, so
Mhm.
it's yeah. Wolf, did you
So,
ever
like-
get into? Did you ever get into like cards and shit?
Yeah, I growing up was collecting cards for a good while. My dad
Ah,
gave
my
me
fucking controller.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
my my dad gave me a bunch of cards that he collected as well, and I think they're the first editions. Yeah, some of them are first editions, and a lot of them are second. I know the legendary cards that I had was like Dialga, Garatina, and a few others, including Mewtwo with Charmander.
That's interesting. You'll see the Charmanders and Charizards, like Rohan said. The which Charizard is it?
just first gen
Yeah,
hollow.
platinum.
Yeah.
The holographic. Yeah, that
Yeah.
sucker's expensive. It's one of the most sought after cards. I mean, Charizard's my favorite Pokemon.
Well, I
So
mean, there's not a lot of them out there now, other than all the ones that people own.
right, they're
But
rare.
I think like the last big boy went for like 400 grand.
Yeah.
So like,
If I
what do the
remember right.
taxes look like on that? How when you sell a card for 400 grand, what tax bracket does that fall in?
Oh,
Like,
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I haven't dived into it that much. I just
That's a
just
good
go
question.
is it just the
see.
sales tax? Does it
I'm-
become like a luxury item? Like, what is that? You know what I mean? Like,
pretty
It
much a
pretty
luxury
much
item.
would be a luxury item. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
wondering.
fuck me. So they're probably gonna take like 25% of that shit, like
It's like
lottery
a high end
winnings or
collectible.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
Speaking
like
of
an artwork,
lottery,
I don't even know.
I
I thought they could like
bought a
write
lottery
that shit
ticket,
off like
actually.
it's not taxable.
Fuck,
Oh,
I don't know.
Did you win
I don't
anything
know.
off figure?
$4 so far.
Well, I know
Yeah.
my highest priced Pokemon card I've got right now is a Sylveon V alternate art. Now, if you land alternate arts with the newer gens, they're worth a lot more because that's the ones that people want. They're more demanding. So that card right now is worth about $61 for it, and that's not even graded.
That's interesting. Oh yeah, and that's the other
So when
thing.
you get it graded, what would the price look like from 61 to graded?
Probably
Oh, I don't know.
$100
I don't know.
maybe. I don't know if
I
it would
don't
go
know.
up that much.
I
Based
don't even
upon
know
an
if it would go up
average.
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to find my binder full of Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
I'm
just
So,
go
I mean,
through 'em.
probably in a box somewhere.
people will buy your cards without even getting them graded.
Yeah.
But if you want to go that extra mile and be like, "Hey, I got some,
If it's worth it in the
I
end,
got the
hell
juice,
yeah, I would.
I got the
Depending
juice," you
on
know
what
what I
you
mean?
have, if you're
There you
really
go.
wanting to invest in that would. I mean, it's
I
crazy.
have some that are in like Spanish and Japanese, and I don't know if those are worth less or more, but I do
I don't
also have
know.
like
I mean,
first
I've got
editions.
Japanese cards too, especially if they're a trainer. Like say you got a water type Pokemon and it happens to have a trainer on it and it's Japanese. I think those are pretty valuable. I don't know how
Yeah.
much they would be exactly, but
Hmm.
well, if you go on TCG Player, you can look up all the cards and look up the prices, market values, stuff like that.
TCG player?
Yeah, TCGplayer.com.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Sure, Rohan can post a link in the little message thing here in a bit, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's Pokemon cards. I don't know. It was like what 5 or 6 years ago when that shit started blowing up and became really expensive.
Dude, and I've seen streamers do whole streams of
Oh,
them just
yeah.
unwrapping Pokemon.
Logan
I
Paul.
think I think it's hit like a really high peak point of like multiple of tens of thousands of dollars during the pandemic, during that
Yeah.
age or that
Mhm.
period of time.
Well,
Stay
like-
at home
like
age.
Logan Paul.
Yeah.
I mean, he's put hundreds of thousands of dollars into collecting Pokemon cards, which is interesting. I mean, if you got the money, go for it. But it's like, what is
It's Logan
the
Paul. How interesting could it be?
what is the collector appeal? I guess to have a full set. Like what is the? I've never understood the
Caught them all?
the collector appeal. I guess
You're a Pokemon
the-
master.
I guess he gets bragging rights.
Bragging
I don't
rights,
know.
yeah.
I mean,
pretty
why does
much.
anyone collect anything? It's because of the love and passion
But
behind it.
it's one of those things like I go as far like when I'm opening a pack, I'll take a pair of scissors and like barely cut the top and then just pull them out.
Right.
And then it's like you get that smell, that aroma off the card. Like, damn, this is some
Yeah.
fresh shit you about to pull out.
And it carries
And then-
history with it too.
That
Like,
is
there's a
true.
whole process to it too. It's really neat. Like when you cut the tops off, or you tear the pack open or whatever, you take off the back 4 cards, you put them to the front. So whatever alternate art or whatever's behind, so that's the last card you get to when you're flipping through them, and it's that anticipation that, oh shit, I may land some big dollars.
That
you know what I mean?
gamble.
Right. Yeah.
And then people go as far as not even opening first gen boxes. They get them graded, and then they just sit on a shelf and
Yeah,
never be
yeah.
But
opened.
how
I've
do you
seen that
grade
too.
something that's not open?
I have no idea.
Beats
I'm
me,
not.
man.
I'm not an expert, but
I'm not.
I've
I don't
seen
work
that.
for PSA or any of those other companies.
Yeah, I have
but-
no idea.
TCG play.
And people even get individual foils,
Oh yeah.
and not even opening the packs of cards. Get the foils graded,
Yeah, it's fucking
That's
wild.
so wild.
and that comes down,
I-
I guess, to like the way they seal them. If any of it's off, that's a downgrade to it. All that.
See, I had a shit ton of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but I think when I moved, they got thrown out by my mom. So I don't know what they're like, if
Feels
they would have
bad.
been worth anything, because I don't know.
They
You know,
would-
you never know.
I
But-
forgot what
Mhm.
card it was, but it could literally go for like 300K on a
That's
spot.
so crazy. So
Well,
crazy.
I bought a box for, I think it was around $60. And if I pulled a certain card out of that whole like set of cards, there's one card it's worth about $500. If I was
Yeah,
able to pull it.
that's awesome.
But the chances of
Right.
that's what's so cool about it. The chances of actually pulling that card is very low.
Right.
That's same thing with Pokemon cards. Usually, packs of Pokemon cards, you're usually guaranteed either a hollow, reverse hollow, or stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Wondering if I can
So
adjust that a little
it's
more.
it's intense stuff, man.
There we go.
I love it though, and I'm doing it for nostalgia purposes. I won't ever sell my cards,
Right.
unless I was like super super desperate for money. I'm not.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy. Card collecting. Well, I mean, I collect vinyls, but that's just for personal, like not, I don't know, not rare ones, because the ones I usually get are pretty common. The one of the hardest ones to find as far as like a vinyl original collections, the Beatles Sgt. Pepper's band, Sgt. Pepper and his band or whatever, that one. I'm not a Beatles fan. I'm sorry, Beatles fans, if you're okay. Just shush.
My sister's a huge Beatle fan. She would hate you right now.
Yeah, I know. She's like, it's Sgt. Pepper and the something band. I don't know. But that album, I think if it's an original unsealed album, I think the last thing I saw on eBay as far as bidding was 18 grand. I was like, holy shit. It's a lot of money for an album.
I know my mother. She has a old Kiss record still in the cardboard or the paper sleeve
Really?
or whatever.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think she's got an Elvis one and then
Nice.
something
Oh, I
else.
bet the Elvis one sells for a lot.
Dude, she's even got newspapers from when Elvis passed away.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
crazy.
Yeah.
What
It's
year was
crazy.
that? Jamie, pull that
Those-
up. What year was it? No, I'm just
those-
kidding.
I know. We need a
Right?
Jamie.
I
Okay,
know, right?
Joe
We
Rogan.
need-
Okay,
Yo,
Joe
I
Rogan.
We
feel
need a
like
Jamie.
I feel like we're on a podcast then. I'm sorry. This is fucking awesome. I'm just having a blast here, bro. Like this is like it's so cool. We're sitting. At
I'm excited we're getting into other shit because y'all started talking about Pink Floyd, and I was like, "Fuck, dude, I don't know anything."
We haven't got him high yet. We got to get him high and have him listen to
Nah,
Pink
man,
Floyd,
that's.
I'm
Yeah.
already fucking baked.
I mean, some people do it to help themselves out. I don't get into that sort of thing.
bro.
But
Yeah, it's not for everybody. Yeah, I
No.
get it. You know, But yeah. So wait. We need like a Jamie. You know, like
We do need a Jamie, and
you
I
know,
would totally be that, except
Yeah.
that here I am.
here you are. I could do it, but the problem is I'm like in VR, so it's a little harder for me to pull up. If someone was we need someone in desktop to help pull shit up, and then we need to make it so they can pull it up on the screen over there. Like
We need somebody that is in a booth that has control panels, and we have cameras that are pointed at each of our faces. And whenever
Mhm.
we're
we could
talking, they
honestly.
can bring it up like that.
I don't know what the delay is as far as like, because I could set up a streamer in a stream thing in here so they could stream their screen on Twitch or something. And we could stream it to here, and then when we were talking about something like that and pull that up, and they pull it up, but they'd have to be on the ball because I don't know how the stream delay would be.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that's when you would have like one or two people doing it. But if you catch my drift, like with the whole like having designated cameras for each person you have in the podcast, and it just
Yeah.
switched to them, or
And
they
it's
press
totally
something and it switches to
possible.
It's
them.
totally possible. We just have
Yeah.
to figure it out. There's a lot.
And this is our first run. I mean,
This
we're
is a first
gonna
run.
figure this out.
Yeah,
This
we're
shit
gonna
out,
figure it out.
yeah.
Because right now we've got the main camera going all the way down the table, and we've got Jaden's camera on both me and him. So, it's a work in progress. But I'm super happy with this. Like it feels like we're in a podcast studio, and it's so cool. Like this is our baby now. This is our baby now. So pretty happy about that. What would you guys add? I mean, we've got all of the. I've got a lot of resources at hand. What would you like to see?
Body pillows.
I could probably
Valid.
spend a couple
Can you
days
put us on
talking
body
about
pillows?
how it is,
Can
but-
you get a Jaden Azakai body pillow? I would shit myself.
I would leave.
I think I could. So
I can
listen,
pose. I can
listen,
pose.
Your avatar is actually already a body pillow. I think.
No, there's like the safer work side, and then there's
No, Misfits. If you've ever been to the Misfits
Oh.
drinking club, they have your model on a pillow. I know I've seen it there. So I could talk to the
Oh.
owner and get that asset pack maybe, but
But mine has a tail and different color eyes.
yeah.
I'm special, okay?
He's like, I'm adorable. You are adorable. I love that.
I did this work. Well, okay, I helped my friends do the work, but yeah, it's not the base model anymore.
Yeah, it is a cute avatar. But
Thank
this
you.
is it's gonna be. I think we're one of the first actual podcasts, as far as VR chat goes, that has their own world. I could be wrong because I haven't really heard of anybody else doing it. I know people do podcasts in VR all the time, especially in VR chat, but I don't know if they have a specific world.
I mean,
built for it.
I've seen multiple worlds. I've seen one that I really want to do like a podcast thing in. I think once I get my streaming stuff set up and everything, I think it's gonna become a reality.
Yeah,
And I've got like names set up for it and everything. So,
that's cool.
but it's mostly there's gonna be no politics in there. No,
Oh yeah,
you
we
know,
barely talk
no
about
negative
that shit here.
Yeah,
Like-
I totally understand. I'm just saying from my standpoint, like there won't be no negativity in there, man. It's all going to be about like we're going to deep dive into like, for an instance, like the Marvel universe and shit. There'll probably be a whole episode, and it'd probably be like 2 hours long of us just talking about like brainstorming and coming up with like theories on certain shit,
Right.
all that sort of stuff, or even talking about IRL myths about like, fucking
bro,
Sasquatch.
we already did that. We already did that on this
You know?
podcast, bro. We went off for like 4 weeks. We did all conspiracy theories, and it was I had fun on those episodes talking about this creepy shit. Just
yeah.
weird, creepy, like Bermuda Triangle. We talked about that. There's some creepy shit that's happened there, bro. Like unexplained, just weird shit. I don't know. Jaden was interested in Bermuda Triangle. Like he was like, "Oh yeah."
I still am. And did you hear about the one that's like over like Oklahoma, Nevada, maybe, and one other state? Because there was like a era in like the 60s where they were like, is this shit paranormal? Because like, Courage the Cowardly Dog was based off of this in Oklahoma, like the
Oh, yeah.
tornadoes and shit, like
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, that shit's like, oh man, let's talk about that show for a minute. Courage the Cowardly Dog, for you youngins out there, I know there's some youngins watching this show, was one of the creepiest shows ever made. It was
Traumatized.
so traumatizing
So
and
many.
weird. It was so weird. Like,
But I love it.
You guys probably watched it, right? Wolf, did you watch it?
Yeah, but I don't remember much about it.
Bruh.
You don't remember anything, do you?
No.
I think one of the shows that I loved the most that was like really big when I was a kid back in the 90s was Doug.
Oh,
Doug.
Doug. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Doug.
Or
dude.
Rimp and is it Rimp and Skimpy?
My parents
Ren-
wouldn't let me
Ren and
watch that
Stimpy.
show.
Yeah, Ren
Yeah,
and
There
yeah,
were
yeah.
too many
That was a good
homosexual
one.
references.
That was
or
a weird
something.
show.
It was a weird
definitely
show.
a weird show.
It was really good though. It was
You had to
funny.
be kind of crazy yourself to watch that.
Um,
And it's like you go back and you watch it now and you're like, dude, all these like
oh,
like
yeah,
adult
bro.
like jokes and
Yeah.
shit in the show, and you never noticed it when
Mhm.
you were a kid.
oh, it was
Innuendo.
not for children.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was, but it was like
That
the
word.
adult comedy in it, and even
Oh,
shit.
SpongeBob, like the early days of SpongeBob had so much adult humor,
So many, even movies and shows.
yeah.
So many adult jokes.
Warner Brothers, bro, they put a penis in the no, it was Disney. The artist drew a penis in the fucking castle of like the Little Mermaid. Like they threw in all kinds of shit. It was so hidden and no one noticed it for years. Then like as technology progressed, we started, analyzing pictures and shit. We're like, "What the fuck is this? There's a penis in the fucking castle, bro." Like immediately Disney changed all the, this shit. but-
Mommy, look, it's a pee-pee.
it, just little things they snuck in. It's pretty funny. Oh man, there's some really good movies of like my childhood and like just iconic shit that
I've still got the first Jurassic Park movie in the paper sleeve that they used to put movies in.
Oh yeah, yes sir.
This,
The VHS tapes. I had them
Yeah.
growing up. I don't know, like, man, that we had so many VHS tapes. See, you youngins have no idea what that is. You might. You might.
And then
I might give you
like
credit
all
for
the
that.
old Disney movies used to come in the plastic or the
Yeah,
white
the plastic
cases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you remember when it would
Uh,
like the machines would eat your tape? I would get so mad, bro.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was. I mean, VHS players are hard to come by now, especially nowadays.
Oh yeah, they're becoming
Like that's a rare gem.
You can find them all the time in thrift shops. They're everywhere. Like
And
everyone's
Goodwills, yeah.
Goodwills and thrift
But
shops.
in good condition, that's another question.
Right. You gotta get
True.
one of the old RCA players. Those were the best. Like we never had problems with the RCA. Then we switched to Panasonic. God, I feel old mentioning all these names that are no longer really relevant. It's weird. We switched to Panasonic, and Panasonic just ate all our tapes. It was trash. Nothing was like RCA. But
I gotta start heading out.
you headed out, Wolf. Hey, thanks for coming in
I have
and
to.
being here. Look forward to you Thursday. We'll be doing a
Hell
podcast
yeah.
Thursday, guys. If you're up to it. I mean, we don't have to. We're doing one right now, but if you're up to it, we can. We'll talk about it. But yeah, thanks for coming, Wolf. Appreciate it. Stay awesome, stay safe, and rock on.
All right, my brothers.
Hell yeah.
Douche.
I need a shirt of that. I
Bye.
say that so much. I need a shirt of that. Stay awesome, stay safe, and rock on. I've said that for so long. I've got to get a shirt of it.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I made the texture of the nameplates the same as the floor, so it's all trippy as you're looking at it.
I did notice that. I
Yeah.
like that.
It's kind of cool. Nice. I originally had the colors flipped, so the blue was the backing, the black was the lettering, and I was like, I don't know, it just didn't look right, so I just flipped it.
It looks better this way.
It was
for
also
sure.
because of our icons. Our little icons weren't showing up great with the blue background, so I was like, yeah, we'll flip it around. I like it. It really looks. I'm very happy with it.
You've done a good job, Kier.
I mean, it took
This is a great world.
2 hours in total time to build. The hardest thing was the chairs, trying to figure that shit out, but I got it. So But yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about? We're at what are we in now? We're at 44 minutes in, so we could go for 15 minutes or we could call it. I mean, it's up to you guys.
I don't know how much you are into MCU, but
Oh, bro,
yeah.
I've followed the MCU since as a child, like way back in the fucking early Spider-Man days with Tobey Maguire. Bro, I've been watching Marvel for a
I mean, I
long
could bring
time.
up a topic that Kevin Feige, the
Director of those movies. Or the
no,
Hulk. No, it was the
he's the
Hulk, wasn't
owner
it?
of Marvel.
Okay. My bad.
He or president, CEO, whatever you want to say of Marvel.
Right.
He confirmed that the guy who played Daredevil in the Netflix series is part of the MCU universe now, and he will
Okay.
be playing
Will he be
whatever
in?
they make next.
I
Yes.
hope to God he's gonna be in No Way or Far From No Way Home. Right? Is that the new
Yeah,
one coming out?
that's not confirmed, but
I hope he does
Uh-oh.
because
I think I've
um,
fucked my camera. Oh no!
let me have a look.
I can't access the buttons anymore.
That's
There we go.
there you go. You
Okay.
got it.
I just
But
wanted
he-
it to
That
stay
was
here
weird.
because I really have to pee.
Oh, you're good.
but he is confirmed to be in the MCU now.
That's awesome.
So I hope they bring the guy who did the Punisher
Oh,
in those
yeah,
Netflix
the older
series.
one, or are you talking the dude
The
that plays
Netflix
Shane in
series.
The Walking Dead? I can't think of his name right
Yeah.
now. But
Yep.
yeah, I was never really a big fan of him as an actor.
Oh,
Mostly,
dude, I fucking love his shit. Like he's
actually,
anything he does, like military oriented, was like
like he's
god tier.
okay. I actually enjoyed him and was no, not Pulp Fiction. What the fuck's the movie called with Jonah Hill? Oh fuck, I can't think of it. War Dogs? I think it's War Dogs with Jonah Hill and
I think that was Shia LaBeouf.
well, Shia LaBeouf's
And
in it too, but I think it's War Dogs. No. Yeah, it is War Dogs. Pretty sure because he hands the suitcase
yeah, it's
off
where
to
they're in the tanks and shit, right?
no, they're not in tanks. They're transporting
He
guns to different countries. Shia LaBeouf and
Oh, I never seen that movie. I know
I
I
think
know
it's
one of
Shia
the movies
LaBeouf.
that I really liked that he was in was uh he was in a movie with Brad Pitt, Shia LaBeouf, and a couple other
Yeah.
actors.
He's good. He's a good actor. I just some of the roles he's played I haven't been a big fan of. I really wasn't a fan of the Punisher series. I just had to stop watching it. It was just the
I
writing
thought he
wasn't.
did really. I thought he's probably the best Punisher that we've had
Um,
to date.
as far as acting goes, I will agree, but the script and the writing I wasn't a big fan of the way they did the story. So I'm a big Punisher fan. I really like the movie, the older movie with the blonde-headed dude with the fucking nice chin. You probably know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I liked
yeah. I
that
did.
movie. It was pretty solid for the time it was made, but I don't know. Just the writing of the Netflix series, the story I wasn't a big fan of, but um it y- as an actor that dude's pretty cool. He's got some really good roles and stuff, so um but as far as Marvel goes, I could talk about Marvel all day. You want to talk about Marvel, we can do it cuz I have been watching for years. And I really hold in high praise the first two Spider-Mans with Tobey Maguire. They're part of my childhood and they're iconic. And they're some people, I mean, they may not get a great rating from critics and shit. It was a great movie. The first two, I think the third one fell off. I think everybody thinks the third one fell off, but it's those first two movies were phenomenal and
I
I
actually enjoyed the games. So
yeah. Oh yeah, the old was it PS2? Was it the PS2 games we had?
yeah, PlayStation
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, I remember
Yep,
those. That was good.
we
It
had
was fun.
Spider-Man 1 and 2,
Yeah.
and I think that was it for that.
Um the the movies, I don't know. So with you've obviously seen the new trailer, right? And most of you listeners probably have seen the new trailer for the new Spider-Man. I am so excited. They're bringing back Doc Ock and the Green Goblin, and I'm hoping
William Dafoe.
William
Yeah.
Dafoe, and I can't think of
Yeah.
the name of the actor that plays Doc Ock, but they're bringing both of them back, which is huge. I mean, that's
And
fucking
they're bringing Jamie Foxx back as Electro.
as Electro. Yeah, I knew. Yeah, that too.
And then
Sandman is confirmed. I saw
Lizard.
Sandman. Lizard's coming back. It's like holy shit.
Yeah.
Now
And there
that-
may be a huge rumor. There may even be an appearance by Venom.
Oh really? Oh
in this
yeah. No,
movie.
I heard about that because have you seen the new Venom movie?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've seen the ending then.
Yeah.
Because
Spoiler alert.
spoiler alert.
But yeah.
Well, I won't mention it on the podcast, but the ending's like, oh shit, okay, what the fuck? We're gonna tie this in now. I'm super excited to see how that turns out. And man, this movie, Marvel's so good. The way they've built stories, especially over that 10-year period, all the way up to Endgame, they hyped it, and everyone was waiting for the next movie. What was it? Black Panther was like one of the most sold Marvel movies of all time. It outdid a ton of stuff on the box office. It was huge. Like Marvel just blows people out of the water every time. It's amazing. My favorite character is Iron Man. I love Tony Stark. I love him as a person, just his snarky comments, the way he is. He's such a good character, and to have Robert Downey Jr. play him was perfect. I don't think anyone else could have done as good of a job and really fit the character as Robert Downey Jr. It was just, it was so good. And if you haven't seen Endgame, I'm spoiling it right now. So if you just spoiler warning. When he dies in the movie, we were watching it in the theaters. I was crying, bro. I was like tearing up. I'm like, bro, this is a send off, a 10-year send off for this character. It was fucking hard to watch, God, that was just, I got emotional when all the portals started opening up. Remember that scene where on your left, all the portals start opening up and you see all the characters coming in. I'm like, oh my God, like my heart, I just was like, holy shit, bro. These are all the characters that some of them have died. Now they're bringing them back. It's like, oh my God, we're in the final fight. Just the story building was so good, I've never.
I mean, they took their time. They took 10 years.
Yeah, it was so good. I've never seen DC's never gonna come close ever. I don't know if they can ever top that. I don't know. What do you think, Jaden? Are you into Marvel, Jaden?
I'm not a big superhero movie fan.
Okay.
I like Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, but
Really?
that's about it.
That's
like Emma
interesting.
Stone, I fucking love Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield. I ship them till the end of time.
Right.
But I haven't seen Endgame, although I've basically seen it based on all the spoilers I've seen, and I'm not even upset about it. I just, I'm not a superhero fan, so like all the movies seem the same to me. But there's definitely an allure to them because there are millions and millions of people who absolutely adore them, and more power to them. But I'm just not one of them.
I'm not like fangirl. Like I'm not gonna go out and buy merch and all that shit. I love the movies and they hold a special place in my heart, but I'm not like gonna fangirl over them. I'm not that big of a Marvel fan. I think
I'm a fangirl.
You're a fangirl. You're
a lot of shit.
You get me a meeting with like Robert Downey Jr. or Chris Pratt or Chris Hemsworth, and I will fangirl till the cows come home. But in terms of the movies, like they're just so predictable.
I met Robert.
I don't think they're predictable.
I'm trying to think of how many actors I've met from the
they're-
MCU. I've met Robert. I've met Tom Holland. I've met the
You've
dude
met
Edward
Tom
Norton.
Holland. Just
Met
casually.
Edward Norton.
I've met Tom Holland. No big deal.
Comic-Con, bro. Being a special guest at Comic-Con, it has its benefits, and this year was
Why not
awesome.
do a podcast on that? That is shit that no one gets to experience that everyone would love to hear about.
Well, there's not a lot to tell in any of those situations.
Except about your experience with them and how they presented themselves and etc. Like,
well,
were they cool? Were they a dick? Like, that's shit people want to know.
So I'll tell you a few stories of actors I've met from Comic-Con, which is I love Comic-Con because it gives me the opportunity to actually meet people, like actors that I really want to meet, right? First off, my favorite has to be the Supernatural cast. I love Supernatural. It's a great show. I got to meet the cast, and it was so cool to meet, Sam and Dean and Crowley and
Casually met the cast of Supernatural for all you listeners out there who are currently screaming and kicking
yeah,
the air. Yes,
and
Gearbolt has just casually met the cast.
well, it was last
Didn't
minute
even
too.
feel
It was
like
last
mentioning
minute
it. Just
because
that he
so,
had done it.
so
No big deal.
it was last minute because I almost didn't do it because it was like $90 to go get photos and all that shit, and I was like, I'm broke. I have like $150. I'm like, I got things to pay for. I want to buy stuff here at the con. I'm like, fuck it. Here's what we're gonna do. So I bought the pass and I went in. I actually got to sit in the car, which was badass. My heart was pounding the whole time. And then I met Crowley first, and his accent, bro, it's so good. He's just, hey, what are you doing? You fucking, he's such a good actor. I love Crowley. Sam and Dean, and then Castiel was there, Cass. I didn't get to meet Cass, though, because he was off, taking pictures with, they had, like, all these booths set up, and he was over doing other stuff. But it was really cool to meet the main cast and crew there at Comic-Con. And the one thing I took away from that was, like, they're just genuine people. Like, all the people I've met have been genuine, except for one, and I'm so mad that this interaction went this way. I met Stephen Ogg, who is the Trevor from the GTA 5. Stephen Ogg plays Trevor, and I met him at Comic-Con, and I think he was just having a bad day because there was no one really in line by the time we got to him. Like in the afternoon, he was just kind of sitting there at the booth and just chilling on his phone. We went up to get pictures, and he's like, "All right, let's do this," and then
Probably taking 800 that
yeah,
day.
yeah. As soon as the camera went up, his face was like, like, because he's an actor. He's used to, forcing
Well,
that
yeah.
shit.
What do you
So
expect?
it was just, I just wish I would have had like a better conversation. Because I started asking him about GTA 5, and I was like, like, what's it like to be in a recording studio and seeing this production happen, and what's it like? He's like, oh, yeah, it was cool. And I'm like,
Well, yeah, when you've
you know,
explained that in depth and enthusiasm like 7 times already,
yeah.
that hour,
So,
it's hard to keep that enthusiasm. I can only
yeah.
imagine.
So I got it. I understood why he was
But
in
it's
that
still
mood.
disappointing, and that's valid.
Yeah,
I mean,
it just hurt because
as
it was
someone
like,
who is, yeah,
I've watched him from The Walking Dead. I've seen him on, GTA 5. I watched him in a couple other shows. It's like, it just was tough to see it. It was like, oh man, I wanted it to be cool. But Robert Downey Jr., however, was one of my favorites. So we were at Comic-Con, and he had a booth. The line was almost out the door. We got there at
naturally.
8 in the morning, thank God, because the line was already filling up. They had these sections of the place roped off. So it was already filling up the main section before it goes to the second and third and fourth different, like, bricked off or roped off sections. We got up there right as the first one was filling up, so we had about an hour wait to meet him. And let me tell you, Robert Downey Jr. is one of the coolest people I've ever met. Just a genuine, happy dude. He was so cool. He was so neat.
Charismatic.
Yeah. So this is my favorite part about him. He is the way he's portrayed as characters, like, I don't know how to word it. Basically, him as Iron Man is him in real life. Like, he's very snarky. He loves popping off smart comments. And it was really cool because I got to see him not acting and just being himself. And I'm like, no wonder this role was so fit for you, because it's you. It's not like you had to create a character and get in that mindset. You were already there. You were already there.
It's just him being
it was just
himself.
him. And it was so cool to meet him.
That's awesome.
And Tom Holland was man, that wait sucked. Let me tell you, we got there late. Tom Holland was, by the time we got to Tom Holland, he was like, he was like, oh yeah, let's get this picture. He was still energetic, but I didn't get to have a conversation with him because he was, the line was out the door. So we were trying to make it
Right,
quick.
yeah. You can't blame him for that.
because if everybody takes 15 minutes,
Exactly. It'd take years to get through
yeah.
that line.
So it was like, all right, let's hang out, say hello, chat a minute, and then just move on. So it was really cool, and I don't know what. Imagine yourself. Put yourself in that position. You're at a Comic-Con and the line is out the door. Like, it's gonna get old. And I get what, like with Stephen Ogg, I get it's gonna get tiring after a while. Hours of this shit,
Sure. Sure.
but it's important to keep the enthusiasm. That's why I really liked Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr. and they were just charismatic and positive most of the time. So it was good. I also met what's his name, Wong. I can't think of his name. The dude that's the fucking I can't think of his name. Doctor Strange. You know the Asian dude that helps him. You know who I'm talking about? Benedict Wong, that's his name. Yeah, I was just right on the top of my head. Benedict Wong, we met him. Really cool dude, and he was so good. Like, just chill, Hey, fuck you! I'm doing a podcast, you bitch. Okay.
Mom, leave me alone. I'm trying to do a podcast with my friends.
We're live right now, you fat fuck. No.
You don't get it. You can't pause an online podcast, Mom.
Also, Jaden,
Well,
that is a very provocative camera
that is-
angle.
That is all
know. Huh?
the time I have tonight.
Very provocative camera angle.
Sorry.
I
It's comfy. All
I-
right, fine.
Just a heads up. It's probably
Sorry.
not going to be picked up by TOS, but I just took my headset off and saw it.
It's definitely not going to get picked up by TOS. That's
You
for
know,
sure.
I
I
was-
watch VR chat streamers all the time.
I just saw it out of the corner of my eye. I was like, okay. But we're good.
Sorry,
We're good.
chat. I didn't mean to.
He's
Well,
just
you
opening-
fellas have a
opening
good one. Thanks for having me on the podcast.
Thanks for joining
Hey.
me, Throw.
Not a
Yeah,
problem,
man.
Rohan. We'll probably wrap this up. We're in an hour, so we'll wrap this up right now. Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay.
thank you for watching. Rohan, thank you for being here.
Anytime, man.
I don't know if we'll do one Thursday because we're doing one now, but we should be good for this week. So thank you for being here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. This is awesome. I'm super excited to have this set and just everything falling in place. This is really cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to follow the podcast, it's everywhere you get your podcasts. The JH Show. It's on YouTube. It's on. We have a Twitter. Everything. So, also, if you want to start your own podcast, you can do so. Go to anchor.fm/start to get started, and it's really easy. You can do it right from your phone. You don't even need all the fancy equipment that I have set up, but really easy. Anchor.fm/start. You can get sponsorships, which we have now. So thank you, Anchor, for that. Really cool stuff. So thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Stay awesome, stay safe, rock on, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.